I saw the trailer for this and thought, nah, but you know, Kyle decided this one.
Rabbit, Eeyore, Piglet, and
These are the kind of movies that I would buy when VHS was going out of style and you could buy like 10 VHSs for $3 at Hollywood Video.
You just grab your hand into the dumpster and then whatever came out.
Dude, I would go every Friday and I'd buy as many as I could carry 2 blocks.
Carnosaur 3.
Yeah. No, this is when I had Scanners 1 through 5.
eventually Christopher.
RoboCop 1 through 7. Did you know there's a RoboCop 6? I did.
You know, people wonder why, like, oh, you guys have a free Patreon? It's like, yeah, we're bad with money. Duh. Okay, what's happening here? What's happening?
The nights were deathly cold, with the land barren and completely devoid of food. One fateful night.
What? He left them.
Oh, they're starving to
and
death.
They're starving? They ate Eeyore?
That in order to survive, the group must consume one of their dearest possessions.
This is the dope. This is the dope shit right here.
Welcome to SofaWeen.
SofaWeen.
The trauma of this act warped the minds of the group.
They warped their
They
minds.
became feral and developed a hatred.
The narration is really good. Like,
Good.
it sounds like a Winnie the Pooh movie.
Robin,
Which is awful.
abandoning.
Christopher Robin.
A pact was made. They renounced their human.
You're in the forest. You can't eat like nuts and shit. You like
They
honey.
would never speak of SofaWeen again.
Never to talk again.
Okay.
About SofaWeen.
I wasn't really into the art style right away, but that made it work. So far,
That totally did.
And this gets horrible reviews, by the way.
It's
They just-
under 3%.
They just came out with a sequel.
No.
Yeah.
Here we are. Told you it wouldn't take.
What if you were the key grip on
Come on.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
I mean, it's fine. I don't.
Well, how much money did you make every day? $75?
$100?
Okay.
For a 10-hour day?
One more hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 hours if you're lucky, right?
I didn't really get paid much of the time anyway,
You know,
so
you're
it
the first person I ever shown this.
was a lot of fun. We'll watch that movie one day.
Yeah, Chris worked on a movie once. I never worked on a movie.
It wasn't I worked on something that they packaged
Like
into
a kind of a straight to video kind of movie, but it was still a movie.
way straight to. What is that jacket?
I certainly don't want you to think I'm crazy.
I don't think you're crazy, Chris.
Okay.
Look at the camera movement.
That
Look
was
at
a
the lighting.
huge crane shot, wasn't
I
it?
know, this is pretty good.
Maybe it's the people that are wrong.
Yeah, it's them that is wrong.
You would.
So something this film has going for it already is that we're remotely taking it seriously. It has good cinematography. I like the lighting. I like the
The
framing.
cinematography is way better than the dialogue so far.
It's a good camera they're using.
Yeah. Yeah.
And someone knows how to use it who's behind it. I'm not talking about the director. I'm talking about the person actually.
Ever seen since?
The DP, yeah.
I love how they were forced to eat Eeyore, and then they were so traumatized by it that they
Right.
vowed to never speak again and to kill Christopher Robin.
Right.
How did you survive after eating Eeyore then?
Well, there were some more atrocities that had to happen to get this far. We're about to find out about them.
It's barely how.
Chris? Is that you?
Yes. Why is it like that?
So when I was a young guy, there was only one other kid in my town that had the same name as me, Kyle. But people that had more common names like Chris probably go through this all the time. So I keep hearing her say Chris, and I'm like, is she talking to Chris? Is she talking to Chris, right? But
Chris, hi.
Kyle wasn't a common name until kids of the 90s, like these Gen Z and Gen Alpha. So all I see when people say Kyle in a TV show or something like that is some maniac that drinks like Monster Energy and punches holes in drywall.
He's
For the
there
record.
already?
Yeah, there's something terrifying going on. See, she's dead. She's not under the bed.
Why? I don't get how we're supposed to believe that he knows they're in serious danger, so he hides from Pooh before he sees him. can I hang out there? It looks cool.
I know that is like the trendiest fucking like camper thing.
I can't afford any of that. Pooh's doing well. Invested in crypto. They waited there that long.
Pooh crypto, red t-shirt, dot crypto.
Well, I just, even the logic of it, she's not convinced they're real, and they're walking into a huge infrastructure. It's almost like a little tiny city.
Mm-hmm. A village for sure.
Did he not show receipts of anything, or it just seems they're missing?
How did a 10-year-old kid buy trailers for stuffed animals?
Oh, already? Shit. Is that him?
Piglet, stop! Please!
That's Piglet. Way to go, Chris. You're really making us proud.
He's not even punching him. As far as Chris's go, I'd say you're above him. Oh.
When did that?
The logic isn't that great, but the cinematography I feel like is still really high.
It is. It's the best thing in this film so far.
For sure. As a character, we watched another movie where we thought that was the case, but this one is definitely the case.
Why are you doing this, please?
Are they?
So sorry. I didn't know any of this would happen.
Are they just in masks, or?
Okay without me.
Yeah, it's people in masks. They needed like one more level to make it right.
But is that a creative decision, or is it supposed to actually be people in masks in the film world?
I swear.
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's a creative decision.
We used to play together as friends.
That's unfortunate.
Remember when we were young?
They're like us. We just bought wigs off the internet, and we're like, now we're rock star looking.
Why are you doing this? Stop. I would have never left. I swear. Remember when we were younger, Pooh?
You know what, Christopher Robbins, just give him a handy and get out of this. I mean,
he's kind of a giant pussy. I mean, I knew he would be.
Yeah, he's just not. He's not even like, hey, remember when we were friends, blah, blah, blah. He's just terrified of them.
Did they burn his body and then eat him?
This art style I like. We're just at the credits?
So, Christopher Robin's dead?
Winnie the Pooh, blood and honey.
Okay, I was just curious as to where the minds of this came from, and if it did come from England, or I'm glad that they're screwing this up and not us being blamed for destroying something that children love around the world.
Well, if the Americans did it, it would have shotguns and monster trucks.
A lot of boobs too, just nothing but.
Yeah, comment below if you're a fucking foreigner and you know what this is.
I happen to know 2% of our audience is British.
Do they like cookie biscuits?
I don't want to do this.
We're assholes. Is she still alive? Is that the same girl?
No. So I gotta say, some of this stuff looks really good.
Hello.
I'm pretty surprised.
The visuals are way above the story.
They should have saved that money, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Lancer Evo right here. That's probably the director's car that he was just like, I want to put my cool car in here. That car right there is a collector, like, rare car.
Really?
Yeah, Lancer Evo. I'm in the goddamn 100-acre wood.
God damn it. No, what do they say? For fuck's sake. I don't know what they...
For fuck's sake. Comment below if you say for fuck's sake in your everyday life. Oh, shit. It doesn't look good.
And he's running way too hard. It looks like his fake stomach is moving, so he's adjusting it with his hand. Is that the British Lindsay Lohan? That's human hands.
Let me see a good special effect here. Let's see. Oh, well, I'm glad this isn't live.
Why did it rip her shirt off?
So we can see her tits.
I can't really see.
Oh! Hey! Oh!
can you really see what's happening? Like they're clearly, they got to save money. Now I know that the cinematographer was completely limited by budget.
Yeah. You know, this would be a good way for the cinematographer to say, look how much work I did on this movie. Hire me for something, you know, the next step up. Like,
Yeah.
I made this better.
I wrapped this huge piece of shit into a nice looking package.
Right. And I totally would hire him. If I was doing like a corporate gig, I would call this guy first. Are they going to take each other to Pound Town?
So this is an hour and 24 minutes. So they either had to pad or they cut out enough to make it into something that we're watching. But it feels long. This doesn't feel good.
But think of it stylistically. When we went back to Friday the 13th Part 4, like there were long shots that didn't need to be that long.
How dare you compare this to Friday the 13th Part 4? But this doesn't even have the flailing of Crispin Glover or...
Dude, that Crispin Glover flailing was epic. If you guys haven't seen that one, go watch our Friday the 13th Part 4 because the Crispin Glover dancing is the best dancing
It's only on Patreon. It's only on Patreon too because it was immediately struck on YouTube.
Right.
They're like,
but
no.
Our Patreon is free. Who's that supposed to be? Or is that some chick they've been eating? That's kind of cool, actually.
Cinematography is on point. It is absolutely the best thing about this whole film.
The camera work, the lighting is all amazing.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't kill Christopher Robin yet.
Please. Hello, Pooh. Do you have any rusty spoons?
I had to leave.
Looks terrible. This looks terrible.
People wouldn't understand.
Right, what we're seeing looks terrible, but how we're seeing it looks amazing. Like the lighting is perfect.
Unfortunately, it does a disservice to the cinematography and the lighting against the human Christopher Robin and like all his looks and all the detail. And then you jump to that.
I know.
Ow.
He's crying, honey. This is what it sounds like when
so is it a mask?
Cry.
I still can't tell if it's a.
It looked like he was about to pull off
his mask.
Right.
But then what is he referring to when he...
I don't think it's a mask. I think it's supposed to be a bear human hybrid.
Head, face.
Right. And that's why he has to live in the 100-acre wood, because he's like some supernatural...
No,
I really wish they would have done the hands too, like got mittens or something.
Also, you know, for a being that was starving and needs to kill to eat, he's looking pretty plump.
Yeah, and taking a lot of time to eat the people.
I don't know what we were... I don't know. I wasn't really expecting anything from this, but...
Now you're beautiful, Christopher. Oh, he's flaying him with the
hair?
big tail.
Is that Eeyore's tail?
Oh! Wow, it's really sharp. This is what it's like living in America. Like you see death and you're like, oh, God, thank God. At least it wasn't a moral dilemma. Who is she and why do I care? She's not the girlfriend. That girlfriend died, right?
Like I said, this is all like compartmentalized different things happening. What am I supposed to hate her? This is like 98% of the population now.
I know. Fuck. Uh-oh. This would really pay off if we got like a full murder scene right now. Nope. Wrong.
Like the whole thing about this that sucks too is that they're just guys in, you know, in with a something on their heads, but then
Right.
also they made them into like fat country bumpkin-ish. Like
It's
that's
like
not scary.
They're doing a Deliverance send-up, sort of.
It's just not, but it's not imposing to see that guy running.
Right. Oh, the eye was cool. Why did they use a Subaru to kill her?
What was that? Was that
Who's there? Who
are those two people?
something must be wrong?
hello, what's all this then?
There's an episode of Lower Decks where the cyborg guy like has to cycle through a bunch of personalities and get back to his own personality, and that's literally what he says. Like, oh, I'm British now. Hello, hello.
I know what this is. I know exactly what this is, but you can make it easier to consume by making the pace easier to tolerate. And what they're doing in this is slowing everything down. Even the stuff that's supposed to be fun, like the murders, everything is just slow. So it's not like, you know, they're just terrible. I think that this shows a lot of learning experiences, I think. I've been waiting for the scene to change. Just get to the murder.
Right. Well, that's why this movie is perfect for Back to the Sofa, because we can talk over the action and still follow it.
No, this is
Now.
No.
Now. Now.
What would have been great, would have been hilarious, is if they were able to conjure some of their own fantasy beings from their childhood and then do battle with them.
Bro, this is why you want Chris Lamar on your production team. That would have been sick as fuck.
And just make it up, you know, just like Unicorn Man or something.
Yeah, no, totally.
And they all have hard edges and they're like ripping each other apart. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah, Unicorn Man just happens to be also a samurai with a bitchin' fucking sword from, you know, EverQuest 10 or some, you know, one of those video games.
Does she have a hand cannon? That's not a regular gun. That's like a...
It's a 50 cal Desert Eagle. Piglet. All right.
All I do is stare at his neckline. Like I just look at to where the mask is.
I kind of do too.
I just can't take my eyes off of how cheap it all is.
Yeah, they really needed to put the shirt over it, and they didn't.
Hide him more, you know? Like his whole face and skin tone and everything is all one. There's no sweat. There's no...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's clearly a mask the whole time.
I know. But look at the way it's shot. Like there's no heads. Why did they do no heads?
Nah, I'm moving past like cinematography. Cinematography gets like an A-. It's very, very good.
It's really good. Just on story. Oh.
Yeah.
That was awesome. God, that first shot was really good.
How about you get out of the pool and walk toward her? What are you gonna... This goes on and on and on and on and on. Like this is another sign of a movie that's directionless or...
I know.
I mean, that looks pretty good, but another sign of directionlessness is just that, can you tell what time this is taking place within the night? And it's all taking place at the same time because it was all filmed multiple nights at the same time. So it's just like, it's just a 12-hour night.
Well, now we're going to find out if they're supernatural or not, because a slug from a 50 cal is going to take you out.
But if they ate Eeyore, then they're not supernatural. That's a cool looking gun.
Yeah, they should just eat her.
Yeah, walk in circles. It's with one eye, and that makes it so much easier to aim.
Cinematically speaking, that was the right choice.
Yep. It's too bad nobody was watching at this point.
It has 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. How did he get back there?
Oh, was he looking at Piglet? She was looking at Piglet?
Does he think he's Jason?
No, she was looking at Piglet.
Oh.
They look so similar, too.
It's just Pooh and Piglet. Yeah, they're not different enough.
Like, Piglet's huge.
Here's some blood and honey, bitch.
Okay, so they do make the sounds of the animals. So they are the animals, but they have hands of humans
Yeah, but Piglet should have like reared back and had the moon behind him and been like, "Roar."
Now they're completely out of budget now.
I know.
The safety reasons. Look how far he is away from that, where he's like,
I know. That could be Jonathan Goodman's stun double, and it's like no big deal.
terrible. Christopher Robin, because he imagined them, that they're somewhat human. Is that the out that they creatively used in order to
Well, I
save
think
money on budget?
they came out of his imagination because he imagined them so hard.
She was able to lift.
Yeah, good point. When did they do that? They didn't do that.
You know how heavy that
Now
guy
he's
is?
chained down,
That's right. Wake up, you piece.
and now all of a sudden she's some sort of vehicle for revenge, and she's not just like, oh my God, I have to get out of here.
Pretty risky when there's only two others that are running from the other one. And
Right.
dude, there's 20 more minutes of this. There's no way I'm making
Let's
through
skip
this.
ahead.
What are you doing? Pooh?
Is he trying to get in?
He looks bored like us.
We can't afford a windshield. Don't break it.
This is
There you go.
this is my mom's car.
It's my mom's Peugeot.
I barely have enough petrol. So she crashed? That was a crash?
It's should not.
What?
Oh, got her.
He
The-
beheaded her that quickly.
The old. Oh Jesus, he didn't have to saw through anything. But those older movies captured a vibe that these movies are trying to capture that just can't get, and maybe it's because they're shot in 4K or.
Yeah, and even like Friday the 13th Part 2 that I watched recently, before 4, but 2, super low budget. They crapped that out in like 8 months or something
And it's a
after the
better
original
movie.
was finished.
It's a better movie.
I can pick out parts where it's like, this is a good film. This is a good part. And all of this is just like slowly, snail paced, bizarre, strange. Is that Christopher Robin?
Robbins, yeah.
How did he know he wasn't going to crush her as well?
He didn't care. She's dead. God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but
Last Resort. Yeah, I agree.
And Last Resort was the one where like his face hit the girl with the giant boobs, and then he flew into outer space, and her boobs popped. And that is better than this.
So he lived, or it lived.
Oh, we got gas falling out of the cars. There's going to be a spark.
It's now pushing the other vehicle very
Who do
easily.
you think you are, Jason Voorhees?
It damaged them psychologically. That's
Right.
cool. That was cool. That was not terrible.
I really want to set a car on fire for a purpose visually.
Dude, Christopher Robin is such a wuss. Look, he got knocked down by the blast.
Oh shit. Christopher Robin's like, what am I going to have sex with? Just you two? Okay.
That was kind of a cool voice.
It was, wasn't it? Kiss her.
Kiss her neck wound.
I know. Oh, God.
Okay, can she just die? No offense to the character, but let's.
Yeah. So to anyone in the audience, Chris and I share some of the production responsibilities. And when Chris hands over the production responsibilities to me, this is the kind of shit I come up with.
Comment below.
Comment below if you think what I pick is bullshit. The sound design is good.
No, it sounds like
It's like lettuce watermelon.
yeah, it's cracking it. It's awful.
Is that just hair and spine?
Sub-Zero.
Scorpion wins. Shot on location in London, England.
Winnie the Pooh will return. They're right. He did.
No.
It's already out. I think
This was terrible and I should feel bad. Okay, let's move past that part.
Yeah, I think we'll stick with more of the older stuff. I
Yeah.
think there's still a lot of classic good and bad stuff that we could check out from the 80s and 90s, and even 70s.
I don't even know if I trust myself anymore because I picked this, but I also picked Pumpkinhead. And we went through Pumpkinhead and we were like, this is terrible. And I saw Pumpkinhead twice in the theater when it came out. I loved it.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is I'll be taking the reins a bit here. And
But what you're not hearing is from the audience. What do they think about Pooh, Blood and Honey?
so as production people, are you staring at yourself or the camera?
I'm staring at myself.
Yeah, we could tell. You'll see what I mean in the edit because the face has to be a certain distance.